Hello guys, welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to tell you about how I moved to Spain, to Barcelona, with 1,500 euros in a pocket. So get comfortable, get some tea or coffee, and let's go. As usual, I will divide this video in some parts so it will be easier for you to watch. And let's dive in it. Let's start with the first one. Why in general I decided to move to Spain, to Barcelona. Actually, that was not like something that, oh, I'm so pissed off about my country, about my city, I want to move. Not at all. The things that I remember this actual day when I was filming a course for stretching trainers, and I went from this filming actually 1 week before total shutdown, and I thought, will I really want to live in one country all my life? Here is one thing that it can be, we are all different, okay? For someone it can be, and it is absolutely normal to live in one country and just to travel a lot or not to travel at all. But the thing is that for me, I don't know if it is normal or not, it's a kind of, I want to try as much as it's possible, you know, in a good manner. Because for example, for now I'm in Spain, but I don't know where I will be in 2 years. I also want to try to live in United States, maybe in England, maybe in I don't know, in Sweden, in Switzerland. There are so many cool places. So this thought just scared me so much that I decided that I should do something with it, you know. And that's how I started to look for the possibilities. Where, how can I move? Why Barcelona? Actually, I had 3 possibilities, 3 options. It was Bali, it was Paris, and it was Barcelona. Bali because I had already there some friends, they were living there during 1 year more or less. And in Paris I have my aunt who is living there about 10 years, and in Barcelona I also had a friend. So Bali was not a very good option because actually it was important for me to have some challenge, but there I would speak only English. I mean, this area would not help me to learn another language, for example, such as French or Spanish or German. So it was a kind of, for me, a downshifting, you know. So I decided that no, this is not for me. I needed some challenge. And then I was thinking about Paris, but the thing about Paris is that I had to learn French from the beginning, like from zero, from A1. And first thing, that it would take a longer time, and second thing, that it would cost me a lot more than learning Spanish, for example, from B1 too. So the decision was made. It was Barcelona, but it was not that easy to move because I had no savings at all, and I had to decide how I will make it all during the pandemic. And the thing is that at that moment we were in the process of selling our apartment. I decided not to buy small studio that were already ready, but the one that was still constructing process, that could cost me a lot more cheaper. I could use this money for student visa to gather the language course, the Spanish course. Because as I already said, I wanted to, I wanted to make it legally. Then I bought the course, and I had to obtain for a visa. And I didn't know if I go finally or not till the last moment, because I was waiting for the decision. They could deny my visa, but finally they didn't. And in 2 weeks I had to pocket all my things, all my life, almost 30 years of my life there in my city, and to go to another country. So I packed, I moved, and I had to travel through Turkey, where I realized that I didn't do some important thing in an application, because it was a pandemic and I had to fulfill some form, and I didn't do it in the right moment. So I just couldn't download some, I don't remember, it was some form about the corona and things like that. So I was actually in Istanbul, and I was like, Jesus, I cannot download it. They will not let me enter Barcelona. They will let me get back to my country. They will send me back to my country. And somehow it was a kind of a miracle. The system gave me to put some date that I was fulfilling this form day before, but actually I was making it the same day. Somehow it gave me to fulfill it, and I got this document. So, and by the way, they asked me for this document for the in application when I already got to Barcelona. Here the adventure began. I came to Barcelona with 2 baggages and my guitar and I didn't have any room booked. I lived during, I think, 2 weeks in a room of my friend, thanks a lot. And then another friend of her, he rented a room, so he rented it for me, to me. And hi Misha, thanks a lot. That was a very nice year. So and I moved to my apartment. To my room, actually, not apartment. As I already said, I had about 1,500 euros, and actually if you are living in Barcelona, it is not that much, because room costed me 400 euros, so that means that it is almost just for 3 months if I don't eat and don't buy anything for me. And when you're a student in a language school, you have at that time you had a possibility to work, not to work, to have a practice, 20 hours per week. But things that not a big amount of companies had so much will to hire a practicant. So I really was trying to find a job in an office, but I struggled a lot. And the thing is that as much you spend the time, less money you have, because you know you have to eat, you have to pay for rent, you have to, I don't know, leave. And there were these 2-3 months were very, very nervous for me, because I had only expenses. I had no income at all, and that for me is a very, very nervous. I don't feel comfortable at all when I have only expenses. But the thing is that when I remember this time, I remember all these things that I struggle, all these problems, but actually the memories are very nice. So I had to find work. I couldn't find any work in the office, and I decided to do what I knew to do. You know, in my country I was a fitness trainer, I was a stretching trainer, and I decided, okay, so if I can't find anything, I will start doing what I know. So because I really needed money at that time already. And I started to look for clients. I also did massage because I know a lot about the anatomy of a human beings, and that really I did it very good. So I had a lot of clients, but and I had a promotion, so with our local bloggers, and this promotion worked so well. Just for you to imagine, I had 4 hours of Spanish classes every day, and then I had 4 or 5 clients, and everybody were in a different place in Barcelona, so I had to travel like from one to another. And the thing is that when I'm stressed, I have usually like kind of, I don't know, some things that I scratch, and at that time, someday I just saw that they are over my elbow, and at that moment I was thinking like, okay, Hannah, you have to like stop a bit, to make a pause, not to take so much class, because I was absolutely so stressed, because I had a lot of new information every day in the Spanish classes. Everything was different, and sometimes it happened to me that I walked a lot, but people just, they forget to pay, or they ask me, oh, can I pay next time, blah blah blah. And I remember one day when I was walking a lot, and I had no money. I didn't have not 10 euros to buy some food, because all my clients just at the moment forgot to pay me. And it was so bad, because it's kind of, you're working so hard, you're stressed, you're very tired, you're in a different country, you're not at home, different people, everything is like different, you're trying to survive, and you don't have fucking 10 euros just to buy something for you, you know. So that was hard times. From at that moment I decided that I will not make any service if there is no money. I used to give classes about I think 1 year, and in August 2021 I decided to finally realize my another dream, can I say like this? So I decided to study styling, and I worked a lot again to pay for this course, because it costed me about like 900 something. So I had to work a lot to pay my rent and things like that. I moved to my boyfriend in August. I started this course, so it was a kind of a new chapter began. And we decided to make pareja de hecho, like it's a kind of it's not a marriage here, but if you have a boyfriend here or a girlfriend, you can make a paper that gives you an opportunity, a right to stay here legally during 5 years. So we were in the process of this document, and I waited for my documents about 5 months, and that month was very unstable, because you are already not in your country, you are already not in your place, but you are still not in another one. It's like you are nowhere and you are nobody, because in your country you already stopped to pay taxes, so they don't count on you, let's say, and new country you didn't start, and you don't have any papers, you don't have an official work, you don't have anything, you just have your dreams and your will and your energy, if you have, and that's it. So at the moment I finally got the response, and the moment I finally got my NIA card, I was already so tired of waiting, and I had luck to be invited to work where I'm working now. It's a language school where I learned Spanish here, and now I have a job, and after 1 week when I finally got my job, I was like, damn it, I didn't imagine that it can be so cool to have some stability, you know, because when you're an expat in another country, you usually don't have any stability because you don't have documents, you don't have work and things like that. And finally, this job was a small island of stability for me after 2 years. And I was very happy, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity. But I knew that in some months that I needed that stability for some time, but I knew from the beginning that in some months I will get bored. The things that I didn't know how many months actually it will cost me to get bored and to find something that I want to do, and it costed me a bit, about 4 or 5 months, I guess. And I started to think about my YouTube channel. The things that I was starting to think about it already about 2 years ago, but as I already told you about that time when I was trying to find a job, when I was struggling finding clients and I was working a lot, I didn't think about YouTube. Well, I thought about it, but I didn't have a possibility, I didn't have an energy to do it. And here came the time, the right moment that I finally had some stability. I finally had some opportunity to do something else, and I decided that I will make a YouTube channel about life here, about how to, I don't know, how to be an expert here, not an expert, expat. How to be, well, actually an expert maybe too. How to be an expat here, how to, I don't know, how to struggle, how to, well, how to be here if you are not from here, but maybe actually if you are from here also. So and it is just the beginning. I had an idea to tell you about my story, it's a kind of the end of the story, but the thing is that's also the beginning of another story, the beginning of the YouTube channel. I don't know if I finally will get to this point of a big amount of subscribers, fame, and everything that is like related with YouTube success. But here we are. Let's see together how it goes, and wish me luck, and see you in the next video. Adios.